Good morning, my people. As always, feel elated and fortunate to have been awakened this morning. Allow my feet to touch this ground and fight this thing called life. All right. Again, we can go on with some more information regarding cocaine use in the brain, because most DOCs, drug of choices, for most Americans, the people that I know, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and repeated cocaine use and effects it has on the brain, right? See, the brain begins to rely over time after repeated cocaine use, and the brain loses its natural dopamine, the pleasure, the chemical that causes pleasure to your brain, right? You begin to have stronger cravings because the neurotransmitter is no longer getting the message to the dopamine for your pleasure because the cocaine burnt it. So now, with that blockage, you're having more cravings for the cocaine. Then you began to have difficulties experiencing life with the simple pleasures. And these things are veritable, true, and been verified by psychologists, doctors, what have you. This ain't nothing I'm just making up. Depression comes, lack of motivation, mental illness, anxiety, irritability, all those things. And not only does it affect you, it affects the household, affects the workplace, and it affects every facet of your life. Now, cocaine's in the brain's reward system. See, they say cocaine hijacks the brain's reward system. Activities that normally brought happiness, like spending time with the family, hobbies, fishing, things of that nature, become less rewarding compared with the intense effects of cocaine. You don't get that same experience and high with the things I just mentioned as in regards to that high and that pleasure with the cocaine. So you was to compare the two, which one you think they want to do. They want to go get that high, go get that pleasure. Okay? Now this can cause obsessive thoughts about using. You be on the job. You can't wait to lunch to go take a blast, go get a fix. You at the ball game. You can't wait till the shit over with to go get high. The girl talking, man, you ain't even heard nothing. You see what go run. Oh, you think about going to get decent, right? And you lose interest in healthy activities. You begin to neglect and shirk your responsibilities. You become lazy. You begin to become unproductive. And here's the key: increased risk of addiction. Because for those of you that call yourselves, I'll say this: once upon a time, a lot of us started out as weekend warriors when we can control it, but we risked that addiction. And the addiction won. I say, for me, it did. And see, the long-term effects on the brain's function is so detrimental that we no longer are who we were. That's why it's called a brain disease. Let me give you an example. If you look at a lot of these athletes, okay, make $35 million a year. Now, you schedule to make $35 million, but you can't use drugs. But you're going to risk getting high and nullifying that $35 million. What sane person wants to do that? That's why that verifies and substantiates that it's a mental brain disease. With that, I hope we're getting some out of this. I know I am. I get some out of every day. And just be mindful of that, and think about those things when you're trying to score today, or if you're trying to get high, or if you need the incentive, to clean up, because it affects your brain. I'm not through with it. We'll probably continue this Monday. On the weekend, I'm going to do something else. But within the end of the day, the day Friday, man. So let's be mindful of our cues. Let's be mindful of our traps. Let's be mindful of our triggers. But most importantly, let's be mindful of the company that we keep. With that, I pass. Peace. I'll holler at y'all later.